आप उस इंस्टीट्यूशन में जाइए जहां आपको लगता है कि आपकी क्षमता के हिसाब से आपको जिस करियर में जाना है वो इंस्टीट्यूशन क्या आपको उस दिशा में ले जा रहा है। अगर ले जा रहा है तो वो बढ़िया इंस्टीट्यूशन है, भले वो MBA ऑफर करे या PGDM ऑफर करे। करेक्ट, मैं ये कहना गलत होगा कि MBA गलत है या PGDM।
करेक्ट, ओके। Welcome to MBA podcast. Today we'll talk about PGDM program. Yes, and those who are targeting for PGDM program, this video is very crucial, very important for you people. Today we have a guest who will be talking about it and giving you complete insight about the PGDM program. So yeah, Utsav sir is there. Utsav Tiwari sir, hello sir. Hi. And we have Gaurav Bhatia sir. Hello sir.
Hello.
Welcome on board. So let's start with the session, and one by one I will be asking questions. I'm sure all the viewers, those who are watching this video, you will be getting complete insight. All doubts will get clear, and do tell me in the comment section if you have any other question, any other doubt. Okay. So starting with the first question, in today's time, how does a student choose a right B school? Brand really matter?
I don't know why people are talking about brand. I think brand is not misunderstood by a lot of students. How do you look at brand? Last drawn salary of the employee who got in there, essentially the highest package, is that brand? One student salary does not determine the brand, or package does not determine the brand. How is the aggregate class getting placed? Is this B school getting you ready for the next 2 years? Right? How are trends changing? Today's jobs that were existing, right, are going to be different 2 years later, and the jobs that are going to exist 5 years later are going to be extremely different. Is your B school readying you to be a leader in the future? And how collaboratively is it working with industry? This is very important. So you have to go back and do a little bit of research. In today's time, research is easy. Go back, look at data, look at the kind of industry that the institution is working along with, and that should determine what program is the right fit for you. If you are a top ranker, by all means look at the university that you want to work with, the institution that you want to work with. But if you are not amongst the ranks and still want to move further, then the best outcome for you should be which program will get me to be a future leader, and which program is the best from an industry integration standpoint, because eventually I have to work with this industry.
So if you summarize this, so point by point, how you can decide which college one should opt for. One is the curriculum, second is the industry exposure, third is the community, very important, gender diversity जिसको हम बोलते हैं, placements again. आज के टाइम पे all the viewers those who are watching this video सब यही देखते हैं कि placement कौन सा कॉलेज कितना ले रहा है, उसके हिसाब से हम कॉलेज डिसाइड करेंगे. ROI. So what do you think? This should be the only factor to decide which college I should opt for.
Just take this up. Yeah, so there are two ways to look at it. A college might not have a great program, but gives me great ROI.
Okay.
So it might not give me that much great of an exposure, but will give me a great ROI. Okay. Gives me that first job that I graduate from a college amazingly. But what happens after that? Right? That is where you need to look at the second thing. It might have a great exposure. ROI might not be that great. But is it giving me the skill set to become a lifelong learner? Right? The NEP is talking about this for you to have individuals who are lifelong learners. Is my college, the institution that I'm opting for, might not give me a job package if I've invested, let's say, a 10 lakh rupees as a fees, and then I'm getting a job of, say, a 8 lakh or a 6 lakh. But if I'm getting a job of a 6 lakh and an 8 lakh per annum, what is the company or what is the kind of work that I'm going to be doing? Am I working with that can help me develop skill set that can later in turn pay me? You know, these are small investments that you do. Even in real life, we make investments that that might not give you great returns at the first, but are the players of longer run. This is also an investment that you're going to do. So PGDM or the MBA program that you do anywhere is an investment. It cannot be looked at from a perspective ki, okay, it's a degree that I'm pursuing. I'm not doing it just for the study as an aspect for it.
Adding to
Yeah. So the point over here is very, very, very crisp and clear. You might have a great institution, great ROI, but the program is meh. Okay, simple.
Okay.
Or I might have a great program. ROI might not be that great. Okay, but is it be preparing for the future of tomorrow? Or the third institution that has a big blend of both.
And I'll kind of add to this, right? In most majority cases, I'll say more than 90% cases, this will be the final degree that people will do.
Yeah,
absolutely right.
So if this is the final program that I'm doing, I have to be a little thoughtful about it. When you talk about placement, how do students look at placement? Students look at placement by what that institution is putting in their brochure. In the brochure, they will put out one student who might have had a great package. What it does not say, what it hides, is that that is just an aberration. The norm, for example, or the median may be much lower. Right? Like most students have probably got a package which is much lower, right? And I am showcasing the top 4 or 5 institutions, 4 or 5 students, for example, that have actually got a much higher package. Two, does that higher package even come into this country? If I'm paying somebody or giving them a job, let's say in Dubai, or if I'm getting them a job in Singapore, or I'm getting them a job in the US, for example, and very often you will find students getting packages of 50 lakhs to 1 crore also, even in undergraduate cases, for example. Now, are those students actually working in India? What is the purchasing power parity? If I want to look at this, nothing against those roles, it's also very difficult to get. But one needs to go back and do that research and say, is that role for that one student, or is it generally what is the average student doing in that class?
Okay.
The third thing I'd like to say in this one last point is, when I'm looking at packages, I also need to look at what industries are hiring. Right? There are certain mass recruiters. Right? When I say mass recruiters, these recruiters are known for coming in and taking hundreds of students on campus. Right? May not necessarily be the best paymasters, but they come in and take the bulk. And then you have, in good time frames, right? They will come in and take in the people because they need it. But when, for example, let's say that particular industry is going through a rough time, not industry, that particular employee is going through a rough time, then that employee doesn't come onto campus. Right? Or may cut the number of people it is taking up. Now, is this institution still able to place the other students? Or is there a dependency on just few players to place my class?
Correct.
I think students should have an understanding that institutions that actually have a much larger play of recruiters will actually be able to get outcomes for the students both in good times and times which are going to be tough times, actually tough times. But institutions that are too focused on just a couple of employers, in a good time, everybody gets, and that happens everywhere. Even the institutions that are not necessarily the best rank will see best outcomes. But when it is only when times actually, when you actually see a recession, or you see that at this moment industry is not hiring, the institution actually has the biggest breadth of recruiters, or actually trains students to work across different domains, will actually see the best outcomes.
At Utsav Tiwari, talking about he's spoken about. At Utsav Tiwari, we have this concept where we've developed a network of companies for us. So it's just not one company dependence or two companies dependence. Rather, a network of companies that are there for individual specializations. So, for example, we have business analytics, we have 20 different companies. For real estate, we have different kind of companies. So, at the end of the day, a student will land a job.
And the student also have a choice.
They also have a choice.
Correct. So here what I want to add, want to discuss more about the PGDM program. People have this mindset that PGDM is a diploma kind of degree. सारे student को ये doubt है. Yes, tell me in the comment section. PGDM के बारे में थोड़ा discuss करते हैं कि how PGDM program is good and how it will help you to build your careers. Yes, sir.
So when we talk about the PGDM program, MMS and MBA, all three are nomenclature to one another. One thing is there. Please understand this very clearly. PGDM, MMS, MBA, MIN, whatever you call it, it's all nomenclature to one and the same thing. It depends upon the statutory regulations, AICT and university that you're all coming from. That is where the nomenclature changes.
Correct.
Let us first break that myth. So you might do a PGDM or you might do an MBA and you might do an MMS, all three are at the same level.
Okay.
Now, what institutions and what we have also done, we've started leveraging that as a component.
Okay.
For example, we are having PGDM. The PGDM program that we are running is purely catered towards the business corporate world.
Okay.
Okay. You might be, once you do a PGDM, you are going to work in a business corporate environment and extensively contribute to the economy. Okay? You might go the entrepreneurship way also, or you might do this. What happens with MBA or what happens with MMS, you have other options of venturing into academia as a thing, or you have a research as a component.
Okay.
We don't want to do that with our program. Our program is catered, this is what is the need of the industry. This is what with the workforce that you're working with. We are gonna accredit you rather, or we're gonna work with you to be accountable and to be part of that industry.
So just to simply answer that question, is it a diploma? A student, even if it comes in, so it's AICT who gives
AICT
is approved. So AICT essentially is the body behind the PGDM. And MBAs are generally under the UGC framework. So it is actually the body that is accrediting behind it, that is a differentiator. For a student, it should not matter. Let me ask students a question. तो students मुझे ये बताइए, ISB आज की तारीख में इंडिया का फॉरमोस्ट इंस्टीट्यूशन है, क्या वो MBA देता है, क्या वो PGP देता है, क्या वो PGDM देता है?
Same goes with IIM.
IIM अहमदाबाद, बैंगलोर आज की तारीख में MBA देते हैं, लेकिन कई सालों तक वो PGDM दे रहे हैं, PGP दे रहे हैं, सॉरी। एंड आपके एसपी जैन टॉप इंस्टीट्यूशन है इस देश में, वो भी PGDM देते हैं। तो हम इंस्टीट्यूशंस को PGDM, MBA, MMS के फ्रेमवर्क से ना देखें, बल्कि ये देखें कि ये तीनों हमें उसी दिशा में ले जा रहे हैं जो हमें करना है। अगर हमें नौकरी करनी है या अगर हमें PhD करनी है, आप दोनों फ्रेमवर्क से जा सकते हैं। आप इन किसी भी प्रोग्राम से आप पीछे नहीं छूट रहे हैं, ठीक है? ये आपको तीनों प्रोग्राम उसी डेस्टिनेशन पे ले जाएंगे। तो प्रोग्राम के नॉमेनक्लेचर पे नहीं जाएंगे।
People have this mindset कि PGDM करने के बाद आगे अब्रॉड नहीं जा सकते,
ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं।
हायर एजुकेशन और करना है तो नहीं कर सकते,
ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है,
डॉक्टरेट नहीं कर सकते।
PGDM का एक एडवांटेज है। एडवांटेज ये है कि AICTE ने इंस्टीट्यूशंस को अपने फ्रेमवर्क के अंदर काफ़ी ऑटोनॉमी दे रखी है प्रोग्राम्स को अपग्रेड करने के लिए। तो अगर आप PGDMs देखेंगे तो आप देखेंगे उनमें करिकुलम्स का अपग्रेड एक्चुअली देखा जाए तो ज़्यादा जल्दी से किया जा रहा है। तो या मैं ये नहीं कह रहा MBA करिकुलम अपग्रेड नहीं होता है, तो शायद वो भी हर साल में कर सकता है, वो इंस्टीट्यूशन उससे डिपेंडेंट है। लेकिन PGDMs में आपको ऑप्शन ज़्यादा मिल जाती है। लेकिन फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमारे इंस्टीट्यूशन की ये बात करें तो एनालिटिक्स में PGDM अवेलेबल है, राइट? आपके पास रियल एस्टेट में इंस्टीट्यूशन MBA करने का एक ऑप्शन है। ना कई बार जब MBA में करने जाते हो तो आपको ये वैरायटी है, ये ऑप्शंस नहीं मिल पाते हैं, उतना डोमेन फोकस नहीं हो पाता है। PGDM में आपके पास इंस्टीट्यूशंस के पास भी वो ऑप्शन रहता है कि आप डोमेन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से ज़्यादा स्किल कर सकते हो स्टूडेंट को, क्योंकि आज की तारीख में जनरलिस्ट एक तरफ जर्नलिस्ट ये होता है कि मैं एक ही स्किल में मतलब मान के चलिए किसी भी जगह नौकरी कर सकता हूँ, कंसल्टिंग में कर सकता हूँ नौकरी, क्योंकि कंसल्टिंग फर्म हर जगह है। लेकिन अगर मैं देखूँ आज की तारीख में GPT या AI आने के बाद स्पेशलिस्ट की रिक्वायरमेंट बहुत बढ़ गई है, राइट? क्योंकि जर्नलिस्ट वाला काम तो हर कोई कर सकता है, देयर इज ऑलरेडी अ थिंकिंग पर्सन बिहाइंड इट व्हिच इज अ मशीन एट द एंड ऑफ द डे। सो आई नीड पीपल विद स्पेशलिस्ट फोकस। इंडस्ट्री के अंदर अगर आप जाके कहोगे कि आपको एक साल और पढ़ाना है इस बंदे को नौकरी कराने के बाद, तो लगेगा मैं इतनी सारी क्यों ले रहा हूँ? मुझे आप अच्छे इंडिविजुअल्स ला के दो, लेकिन उनको थोड़ा सा डोमेन का एक्सपीरियंस हो, कुछ उनका एक्सपोजर हो, तो वो PGDM में मिल जाता है कई बार। तो आप इसको PGDM, MBA, MMS की तरह ना देखें, आप ये देखें तीनों ही बराबर हैं। अगर आप भारत में पढ़ना चाहें, भारत के बाहर पढ़ना चाहें, आप भारत में PhD करना चाहें, भारत के बाहर PhD करना चाहें, इन तीनों से आपको कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगी। बस ये है कि PGDMs जो हैं वो एक तरह से AICTE ने काफ़ी इंस्टीट्यूशंस को ऑटोनॉमी दे रखी है कि आप प्रोग्राम को डिज़ाइन करने के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, ड्राइव करने के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से आपके पास ज़्यादा ऑटोनॉमी है, आप उसे ज़्यादा जल्दी लोग चेंज करें। तो ज़्यादा इंडस्ट्री ओरिएंटेशन जो है आज की तारीख में MBA प्रोग्राम्स में भी है, लेकिन PGDM में ये हम चलन ज़्यादा देख रहे हैं। So I'm just explaining that point.
So when CT result will out, people will run for admission process अगर आपके परसेंटाइल अच्छे हैं 90 के 99 के ऊपर है, then we can explore 98 के ऊपर है, 95 के ऊपर है, you can explore MMS program वाले colleges. But if you have not scored very well, let's say less than 70, less than 80, less than 50, 60 आपको, then I would recommend go for the best PGDM program वाला college. That would be all time recommended by me. Yes sir. So अगर आपके बच्चों को सर अगर करना है MBA, आप PGDM recommend करोगे या MBA recommend?
मैंने यही कहा आपको, मुझे ये तो पॉइंट ही नहीं है। आप देखिए, ये क्वेश्चन वहाँ आता है, कई बार इंस्टीट्यूशंस अनफॉर्चुनेटली या फैकल्टी इस तरह से मिसनॉमर करते हैं कि हमारे पास PGDM की परमिशन है तो अब कहेंगे MBA अच्छा नहीं है, जिसका MBA का होगा तो PGDM अच्छा नहीं है। ये नहीं है। आप उस इंस्टीट्यूशन में जाइए जहां आपको लगता है कि आपकी क्षमता के हिसाब से आपको जिस करियर में जाना है वो इंस्टीट्यूशन क्या आपको उस दिशा में ले जा रहा है। अगर ले जा रहा है तो वो बढ़िया इंस्टीट्यूशन है, भले वो MBA ऑफर करे या PGDM ऑफर करे।
Correct.
मैं ये कहना गलत होगा कि MBA गलत है या PGDM।
करेक्ट। ओके, मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, थोड़ा इंडस्ट्री के बारे में डिस्कस करते हैं। व्हाट आर कंपनीज रियली लुकिंग फॉर इन मैनेजमेंट ग्रेजुएट टुडे? डिग्री, स्किल और माइंडसेट?
Firstly, if you don't have a degree, you don't get certain positions. So it is, it is the first line, right? But after a degree, then they're looking for you to have the right skills. Because today's companies do not want to waste another year to train people and then get them into doing work. They want people who are ready to take up the mantle of working as soon as they start, which basically means that your previous internship experience, the previous kind of work that you have done while studying the MBA or PGDM becomes extremely important. If you have the right skills, you have a better shot at the job.
Next questions are regarding the fresher versus work-ex. Those who are planning to pursue their MBA after CET result will be out. So some of them are fresher, just college pass out, and some of them have 6 months, 1 year of experience. So what advantage they should have prior experience to pursue MBA? That is the one question people have in their mind. Second, if they have a work experience, will there be certain add-ons, certain leverage they will get?
इसको मैं आंसर करता हूँ। मैं जनरली 0 to 2 years का वर्क एक्सपीरियंस को एक ग्रुप में ही लेता हूँ। एक ही ग्रुप में लूँगा, क्योंकि पहले 2 सालों में आप अगर आपको तजुर्बा है तो आप बेहतर हो।
ओके,
ठीक है, वो ऑब्वियसली बेटर हो क्योंकि आपने आप काम किया, आपने देखा है कि एक छोटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हो बड़ी वो कैसे चलती है।
करेक्ट।
काम
Even you learn more from the small one.
स्मॉल में ज़्यादा तो आपको ज़्यादा एक्सपोजर मिलता है छोटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में। बड़ी में कई बार आप एक फंक्शन के लेके आप उसकी डेप्थ में काम कर रहे हो, आप एक फंक्शन में काम कर रहे हो, उसमें अच्छा और बुरा कुछ भी नहीं है, वो हर किसी की अपनी चॉइस पे है किस तरह के अपॉर्चुनिटीज।
Absolutely.
लेकिन वर्क एक्सपीरियंस क्या इंपॉर्टेंट है, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। लेकिन मैं जो ऑडियंस इसको सुन रही है और मैं समझता हूँ कि आप में से कई 90% ऐसे होंगे जिनका 0 to 2 का ही वर्क एक्सपीरियंस होगा। तो मैं आपको ये कहूँगा, क्योंकि आप 0 to 2 वाले बैकग्राउंड मतलब अर्ली प्रोफेशनल हैं, तो अर्ली प्रोफेशनल्स के लिए आप ऐसा प्रोग्राम देखिए जो ज़्यादा इंडस्ट्री लिंक्ड। उसका कारण ये है कि जब आप इंडस्ट्री में जाएं तो वो प्रोग्राम आपको बेहतर रेडी कर पाएगा इंडस्ट्री के रिक्वायरमेंट, क्योंकि इंडस्ट्री के डिज़ाइन के साथ ही बना हुआ है, इंडस्ट्री उसमें इनपुट दे रही है। तो अगर आपको 5 साल के ऊपर का वर्क एक्सपीरियंस है या 6 साल का है तो कई सारे एग्जीक्यूटिव MBA प्रोग्राम्स हैं, राइट? या आप ISB में अप्लाई कर सकते हैं क्योंकि आपके पास अब फॉर एग्जांपल एक अच्छा वर्क एक्सपीरियंस है, आपने एक डोमेन में काफ़ी अच्छा काम किया है, अब आप डोमेन से शायद निकलना चाह रहे हैं तो आपकी शायद एक्सपीरियंस ये होगा कि चलो मैंने अभी अब मुझे मैनेजर बनना है या मुझे इस डोमेन से बाहर निकल के एक जनरल मैनेजर बनना है, किसी और इंडस्ट्री में मूव करना है। MBA इज अ ग्रेट proposition, or PGDM is a great proposition for both young learners also as well as experienced professionals, but you have to identify the right kind of program.
Correct.
The same program may not, like an ISB program for example, may not necessarily work as much for an early professional, इसलिए लेते ही नहीं है। वो एक्सपीरियंस का देखोगे एवरेज 3 से 4 साल का एक्सपीरियंस होता ही है स्टूडेंट को, ठीक है। लेकिन अगर आप देखोगे कई सारे प्रोग्राम्स हैं जो अर्ली प्रोफेशनल्स को भी लेते हैं और कई प्रोग्राम्स ऐसे हैं जैसे SP जैन में है फॉर एग्जांपल, दे हैव अ डिफरेंट प्रोग्राम फॉर पीपल मोर एक्सपीरियंस एंड अ डिफरेंट प्रोग्राम फॉर अर्ली।
करेक्ट।
So I think in IIMs have that, for example.
So, to what you're talking about, I have a different opinion, rather, I could say. It doesn't matter in that case. I'll tell you why. Okay? You do you is a concept. Okay? What I want from the college and from the program to offer is for me to decide. The first thing that I spoke about, going back to the first question, what the college has to offer for me as a student is more important in this case, and that is how you decide a college. If my college is giving me a cohort which I can sit with a person who has 2 years or 3 years of work experience and I'm a fresher, I can learn from him. Or he can be a great mentor to community.
7 years, तो कैसे करोगे? अगर आपके साथ में बच्चा 7 साल का है, सीनियर है बहुत, तो आप हमेशा एक तो डिमोटिवेट फील करोगे, एक सुपीरियरिटी कॉम्प्लेक्स होगा आपके अंदर कि ये तो बहुत कुछ जानता है, मैं तो कुछ जानता ही नहीं। और वो 7 साल वाला जो स्टूडेंट है वो वहाँ बैठा है जहाँ सारे फ्रेशर बैठे हुए हैं, तो उसको भी लगेगा कि मैं यहाँ क्या कर रहा हूँ, मैं तो कुछ सीख नहीं पा रहा हूँ। आप MBA और PGDM में ये बात जानिए, केस स्टडी मेथड जो होता है, काफी चीजें जो है, फॉर एग्जांपल क्लासरूम में एक्सपीरियंशियल होती हैं, आपको प्रोजेक्ट साथ में करने होते हैं ग्रुप के साथ,
जो नेटवर्क अलॉट,
तो कम्युनिटी आपकी कैसी है, आप उतने ही अच्छे हो जितनी अच्छी आपकी कम्युनिटी है, जिस तरह के आपके अपॉर्चुनिटीज आपको दी जाएंगी। तो अगर आपके साथ जो लोग हैं वो उस एज ग्रुप के नहीं हैं, तो आप उस प्रोग्राम से ज्यादा कुछ निकाल नहीं पाओगे। आपको अपने लिए सही चुनना है।
See, it's not only faculty driven program, it's not कि या industry driven program. In any PGDM college, okay, faculty is an important factor, the industry connect is an important factor, and my class is a very important factor. The people that I'm sitting with, okay, because you're going to make good amount of friendship, then you're going to network आगे चलते।
Okay.
So you can't say कि okay, it's a college that is allowing freshers, or you can't say that it is only allowing 2 years or 3 years work experience. So if it is a mix, it's well and good for me.
Correct.
Right?
So all the students, those who are watching this video, I mean, and those who are fresher, they are just complete their grads. So they have this question whether I should take work-ex 1 or 2 years, then I pursue
It doesn't
MBA,
matter.
directly MBA job.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
If you have work-ex good, you can drive that in the classroom. It will. It's an additional skill.
Correct.
I am great at management. He is great at technology. You are great at literature. Now that's a skill set that you already have. You can now. What is going to happen in a PGDM classroom? All of 3 are sitting in that one same classroom. Now when a project comes to us, all of the 3 are going to use our knowledge to solve that problem.
Correct.
Or to solve that case. So you have work experience good, well enough. If you don't have work experience, you want to start with your education. That's also good advantage. I'm saying ki it is not a deciding factor for you. Yeah.
Okay.
I think my answer to that will be just one input that I try to give over here is आप MBA से इन्होंने कहा कभी भी कर सकते हो। आपके पास आपको तजुर्बा, आपको डिसाइड करना है, आपको क्लैरिटी है आपको क्या करना है नहीं करना है। अगर आप पहले करना चाहो तो आप उस तरह के प्रोग्राम में जाओ जहाँ पे आप एज अ फ्रेश ग्रेजुएट भी अगर जाते हो तो आपको वो एक्सपीरियंस तजुर्बा मिल जाता है। अगर आपको लगता है कि आपको कुछ साल का तजुर्बा लेना है, then you are better off working for at least 2 to 3 years and then identifying institutions that are better for you with that frame in mind. For example, if I can find institutions where the average age, for example, is let's say 24, 25, where the average class comes into 3-4 years of work experience. So and then I want to be, let's say, difference ये होता है कि जब मैं फ्रेश ग्रेजुएट्स को हायर करता हूँ तो मैं उनको एक लेवल पे, जैसे सीनियर एनालिस्ट हो गया या टीम लीडर हो गया, उस लेवल पे मैं हायर करता हूँ, AM लेवल्स पे। जब मैं एग्जीक्यूटिव प्रोग्राम्स में जाता हूँ तो मैं अपने लिए AVPs, सीनियर मैनेजर्स, AVPs, डायरेक्टर्स ढूंढ रहा हूँ,
CXOs।
तो मैं, और आगे जाके वो CXO बनेंगे, तो मैं अलग बंच की हायरिंग कर रहा हूँ। अब मैं 20-21 साल के लड़के को शायद CXO पोजीशन या AVP पोजीशन नहीं दूंगा क्योंकि उसने अभी तक जीवन में कुछ किया ही नहीं है अचीव वर्क प्लेस पे। लेकिन ये जो ग्रुप है ये शायद कुछ करके आए ना। आपको इसमें ये चीज़ समझनी पड़ेगी, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि आप उस ट्रैक पे इस प्रोग्राम से भी आ सकते हो। डिफरेंस ये है आप मैनेजमेंट प्रोग्राम करके भी उसी कंपनी में जा रहे हो, शायद एक लेवल नीचे हो गए, लेकिन 2 साल के तजुर्बे के बाद आप भी उस लैडर में आगे बढ़ोगे, आप लैडर में आगे बढ़ोगे। तो ये आप ये मत सोचो कि भाई ये तो वो मैनेजर जरूर ले रहा है, लेकिन वो मैनेजर 3 साल के तजुर्बे के बाद ले रहा है, 3 साल के बाद तो आप भी मैनेजर बनोगे। लेकिन आप सही प्रोग्राम में जहाँ सीख पा रहे हो वो देखो, क्या वही प्रोग्राम मुझे मैनेजर बनाएगा, क्या इस प्रोग्राम के बाद मैं एक अच्छा मैनेजर बन पाऊंगा, एक अच्छा लीडर बन पाऊंगा। ये
बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू। What will this collaboration of EDEPT with the Shree Tiwari School of Business Management offer new to students, and how will the institute differentiate from the other business schools in Mumbai, across Maharashtra, across India? Okay, sir. So how this program is designed?
The program is designed in collaboration with industry. So we have worked very closely with industry. In fact, our head of placements has been working in this space for more than 25 years. Now, with that experience, essentially, we have spoken to multiple industry professionals, understood what are the current challenges when they are hiring fresh graduates, what are the skill sets that are missing, and how can an industry program be actually aligned to what industry requires.
Okay.
Inputs को reverse engineer किया. These are the skills that are needed. These are the industry insights that are coming in. And we ask industry, okay, can you now come in and teach the same skills that you think are missing? What are the areas that you're doing? पहले 6 महीने कहाँ लगाते हो candidate के साथ? ये इस प्रोग्राम में ऐड करना है, तो आपका भी टाइम बचेगा. So then that's how we got KPMG in to be one of our partners for analytics. We have CFA, which is one of the largest societies when it comes down to finance globally. We are actually bringing them in also for the finance discipline. So the program is actually coming in with industry insights and industry partners of global reputation.
Wow.
So when we look at the program of the PGDM, how we've designed it, it is basically a completely industry immersive program, 100% taught by the faculties, 100% delivered to the students, and you're working on problem statements by the industry. It's theme oriented, it's focusing on UN Sustainable Development Goals. It has a lot to do with the World Economic Forum Future of Jobs report, as we spoke about. We are also leveraging the aspect of situated in the financial capital city of India in Mumbai, and we are very closely connected to the major financial hub and where majority of industries are placed at. So Meera Bhainder is very accessible to this. Third important aspect that we need to look at is how we are looking at the students. So students, very importantly, when you apply for the program, you need to be you. You can't have an imposter syndrome kind of a thing. You need to bring out your strengths. We are not focusing on your weakness at all. Even if the basic thing you want to talk about is that you have done extensively in, say, skill management or project management or anything, we can definitely work around with that.
And fresher can also.
Freshers can very much apply for this.
Okay.
They are very much welcome.
And more, you're looking at the interview part also, right?
Yes, the interview part of it is, as I told you in the interview, we are purely picking up on the students to what they have to offer to the table, what they have to offer to the college, what they have to offer to their peers and classmates as well.
So 2 stages. Stage 1 is the entrance, second is the interview.
Interview process, yes.
Okay. In addition to this, CAT score also.
CAT scores,
CMAT scores,
CMAT
and so any exam, any MBA entrance.
See, we want students to have an MBA entrance exam taken, and then essentially we'll use that as a basis to take the student further in the journey.
Okay.
The interview process is a very important process because that is where we are able to filter out candidates and say, okay, these candidates will do well. I would say that it is not as much about which discipline or stream you come from, but more about that is the student going to be a good classmate to another student.
Say, continuing with your answer, sir, what exactly then you people are looking in this training?
What is the purpose for to be here? To be very honest. Okay. For example, what do I bring to the table?
Okay.
Okay. Am I bringing? I might have been a coordinator in one of the fest of my college. Okay. Now that is as an experience that I've added on my profile. Now when I come to the college, how am I leveraging it? Okay. So I can say that I'm hardworking. I can say that I have great networking skills. I can say that I am very resourceful. I can say that I work very well under crisis. So using that as a component, okay, you bring that and you list it in your interview. You talk to us about it. So when we take the interview of the candidate, we're going to ask them this.
So what interview, what kind of a question people?
Yeah, this is what our interview is going to be. Okay, so for example, you've written that you were the HOD of a particular department in the fest.
Okay.
What was your work experience and what do you want to talk about it? What did you learn from it? And how do you bring that to the college? And how do you bring that to the program?
How difficult it is for a student to crack your interview?
See, it's not going to be difficult because you're going to be talking about you. Somewhere or the other, we are all self-obsessed somewhere. So we want you to drive that self-obsession.
I think the simple way to look at it is, अगर आप सच बोल रहे हो,
Yeah.
अगर आप अपने बारे में जानते हो, अपनी स्ट्रेंथ्स जानते हो, अपनी वीकनेस जानते हो, तो कोई भी इंटरव्यू दुनिया में आपके लिए टफ है। सिर्फ ये इंटरव्यू नहीं, ये इंटरव्यू नहीं, इसके बाद के जीवन के जितने भी इंटरव्यू आएंगे नौकरियों के लिए या किसी और चीज़ के लिए, फंड रेजिंग के लिए अगर आप एंटरप्रेन्योर हो, तो ऑनेस्ट होना बहुत ज़रूरी है। आप अपने बारे में वो बात करें जो आप जानते हैं, झूठ ना बोलें क्योंकि झूठ आसानी से पकड़ा जाता है, ठीक है,
और उसको याद भी रखना पड़ता है।
उसको याद रखना पड़ता है। तो अगर वो एक पॉइंट है, और दूसरा ये जानने की मैं क्यों कर रहा हूँ, अगर आप जानते हैं कि मैं MBA इसलिए करना चाह रहा हूँ या PGDM इसलिए करना चाह रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैं अपने करियर में आज से 2 साल बाद इन एरियाज में काम करना चाहता हूँ और इन एरियाज की ये करने के लिए मुझे PGDM की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, तो ये एक बहुत अच्छी सिंपल सोच है कि हाँ ये एक स्टेपिंग स्टोन है, माइलस्टोन है एक मेरे आगे के जर्नी के लिए। बट वो जानना कि मुझे आगे की जर्नी करनी है और क्या करना है ये भी इम्पोर्टेंट है। एज लॉन्ग एज आप ये चीज़ें, सिर्फ हमारे स्कूल की बात नहीं है, किसी भी अच्छे बिजनेस स्कूल में आप जाएंगे अगर आप ये बात कर सकते हैं तो मैं आपको दावे से कह सकता हूँ कि आपका इंटरव्यू अच्छा ही होगा।
For us, competitive exams, if you talk about the weightage of all of them, while competitive exams are essential, it is not the primary deciding factor.
Okay.
The deciding factor is going to be your GD and PI, and more importantly the PI that you're working with, right? How is your interview? How are you able to speak in the interview? Again, not communication skills perspectively, but rather what are you bringing to the table? Is we are very interested to know with student profiling.
Okay. So sir, how can they apply? If the students those who are watching this video want to apply for,
you can go onto our website. You can definitely apply for our website. The links will be available in the caption below.
Okay. So we can share the link in the description. You can fill the form there.
Description below, and then you can directly apply through our website.
Okay. And complete brochure, everything they will be.
Yes.
Okay. So entrance exam score, irrespective of any entrances you have appeared for, CAT, CT, CMAT, NMAT, SNAP-MAT. And after then you have to mainly crack their GDPI round. And I think this course is very interesting course which they have designed, and मजा आने वाला है आप लोगों को, ठीक है। So details given in the description, you can apply, and I'm sure all the viewers, those who are watching this podcast, watching this video, must have learned from this podcast because काफ़ी डिटेल में डिस्कशन हुआ है सर और काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंटर्स पे हमने डिस्कस किया हुआ है, ठीक है। So guys, any doubt, any question, write in the comment section, hit the like button, share it to all your friends so that everyone should be benefited from this video, and that's all in this podcast. Sir, any message you want to give in short?
One thing very importantly is learn your purpose. I always say this to everyone. Why are you here? Why are you doing this? For who are you doing this? For what are you doing this? And that is the only thing that matters. You might not do an MBA and still work in a company, but it is the very important role is your purpose, that why you are doing something.
Nice. And the only message I have for you is, once you have decided to take the plunge and you are looking and considering this particular program, the key differentiators are going to be for you, very simple words, access and working along with industry on the program. This is a completely AI-led program also, so at different points of the program you will not only be encouraged to use AI but actually taught how AI can be a friend to you in your work journey. तो फाइनेंस प्रोफेशनल्स के लिए AI की यूटिलिटी थोड़ी सी डिफरेंट होगी फ्रॉम मार्केटिंग प्रोफेशनल्स, from analysts, from those who are getting into business analytics, and for each of those domains we are actually going to integrate AI as part of and support system as part of the curriculum. तो हमें बिल्कुल डर नहीं है अगर आप ChatGPT यूज कर रहे हैं, हम तो चाहेंगे आप यूज करो, लेकिन हम प्रॉब्लम को कॉम्प्लेक्स करेंगे कि आप उसको यूज करने के बाद ही आपको अपनी बुद्धि लगानी पड़ेगी, राइट, आपको लोगों के साथ काम करना पड़े। तो ये प्रोग्राम आपको एक्चुअली जब आप इंटरव्यू के लिए बैठोगे, राइट, आज से 3rd सेमेस्टर से ही इंटरव्यू शुरू हो जाएंगे आपके 1 साल के बाद, तो हम चाहते हैं कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोग जो इंटर्नशिप में जा रहे हैं उन्हीं को प्लेसमेंट मिले। तो इसमें हमारा फोकस ये रहेगा कि इंटर्नशिप तो अक्रॉस द बोर्ड रहेगी, 100% इंटर्नशिप, एंड हाउ दैट इंटर्नशिप कैन बी कन्वर्टेड टू प्लेसमेंट, एंड हाउ AI कैन बी अ इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट एंड फ्रेंड इन योर जर्नी। ये प्रोग्राम अगर आपको करना है तो ये आपकी की एस्पेक्ट्स रहेंगे, आप देख लीजिए।
Thank you, sir, for giving your valuable time for this discussion.
Thank you so much.
So, sir,
Thank you so much.
Thank you for this, sir.
Thank you.
So that's all, guys, in this podcast. All the best.
Thank you.